Welcome to the PetKit Purobot Crystal Duo automatic litter box. I was just gifted this and I have tested a lot of PetKit boxes. I love them. And this is a very different design. This is a brand new release and it has some very cool concepts. So in this video, I am going to unbox this, show you the full setup, and then we'll go over the details in the box and put it to the test. Well, let's go. Now, before I even unbox it, I want to point out that this looks more like a standard open litter box. So for your cats, this is really wonderful and inviting. But it also includes PetKit's AI camera, which will not only capture what your cat does, so you can see when they're going, how often they're going, what they're doing, but it also records sound. So if your cat is showing any pain, it will note that for you. So it does have that health monitoring. And also I really love it when I'm on vacation to be able to check and just see that my kitty's okay when I'm out of town. And then instead of having a drum that spins that cleans this, this has a rake that traps the waste to the sides. And I'm very interested to see exactly how that works. And then the entire bottom, the entire litter tray is fully disposable. It comes with crystal litter in it. It should last roughly a month. And when you're done, you just take the entire tray out, dump it, put in a new tray. So this is, without question, the easiest automatic box that I have come across. And if it really works as they promise it will be such a win for so many households, being both very inviting for your cat and very easy for you. Let's see if it really lives up to those promises. So let's pull it out of this box. Now this is exactly how it comes out of the box. You have it in plastic wrap, there's an accessories kit, and there's a quick start guide that's going to walk you through everything you need to know. The one thing off the bat I'm noting is that this is roughly the same footprint as the PetKit drum automatic boxes. So it's probably larger than your standard manual box, but that makes sense given what it does. Let's take it apart the rest of the way, and then I'm going to show it to you close up. Now here is the box close up before I do anything to it. Underneath you can see that it has two waste traps and this is the rake. So we will put that together in a little bit, but this is where the tray is going to go and these are magnetic points for the litter tray to fit in. And then the box is very inviting. It does have a slightly smaller space than you'd expect for where the cat's going to use it, but that's still a very large space. And of course, it's very open. Now down here are all the different settings for the microphone, the camera, and the litter tray will actually tell you when it's time to change it. So we'll turn this on in a moment, but first I need to install the camera and the litter tray. Let's do it. Now, first things first, I need to install this AI camera. It has the motion detector in it, which will make sure nothing happens. No cleaning will occur when the cat's inside it. And of course, the camera itself, it's going to hook in the side right here. And then it comes with the hardware and the tool needed to screw it in. Let's do this real quick. First, we'll plug it in until it snaps into place. Really straightforward there. Just pop it on, screw it in, and then it has a simple back cover. It just needs to slide right on, snaps into place. That's good to go. And then of course I need to plug it in. It's a nice braided cord, about 6 feet long. Now, as you may see, it is flashing for Wi-Fi to connect and it's flashing red, which means that I need to replace the pan, which obviously I do. There's not even a pan in there. But let's start with connecting it to the app. So all you need to do is download the PetKit app, make your account, and I clicked on Add Device and it immediately showed up, the Purobot Crystal Duo. So I'm going to click to connect it. And then you want to enter in your Wi-Fi configuration and then it'll connect. And now the binding is successful. I can name it and it's basically telling me when I need to replace the litter tray. And what's really cool about this crystal litter is that it really is meant to collect everything, and it is going to change color over time, letting you know when you need to change the litter. And it should last 30 days, which is pretty amazing. And to replace, you do just lift the entire tray and install the new one, which I'm just about to do. And now we are in. You can see that it is live. That camera is working right now. And it's telling me that litter tray is not installed, so I need to install that tray. Let's do that next. Now here is the litter tray. This is the completely disposable tray, and all we're gonna do is put this in, add the crystal litter, let it go for a month, and then you'll just pop this out, slide it into a trash bag, and dump the entire tray. It is just a cardboard tray with an interior plastic liner. Really, really simple concept overall. And what I like about this is even though this seems slightly wasteful, it's actually far less wasteful. Thanks to the type of litter you're using, you're actually using less litter over the period of a month. And this whole piece just folds up so quickly and will break down because it is mostly cardboard. Now these metal pieces are there because they're magnetic, and it does have a QR code on the side, which is how the PetKit will recognize it. And it really is as easy as just lifting up, putting it down in there, and sliding it on top. And now we're good. I clicked the button to tell it I put in a new tray. New tray's in. That's fantastic. And then the trays will come with this crystal cat litter from PetKit, so you're ready to go. So all I need to do is pour that on in. And it really is quite smooth, kind of a very different concept than I'm used to. I mostly use corn-based litter, so this is cool and different, but it feels roughly the same. When you step on it, it just has a different sound. And when you rub it together, obviously it feels different. So now that I have it basically set up, I want to do the first cleaning. So in the app, I'm going to hit scoop, and let's watch it clean. So that is how it cleans. Really quite straightforward. An interesting concept to me, as it makes it clear that it's going to push any of the larger solids to the sides, but really that crystal litter is going to start collecting everything. And so the litter will discolor over the period of the month, but that is how crystal litter works. So just a different concept overall. I will test it here in a moment with some clumps, but let's check out what else the app can provide. It does have a deodorizer, which I have not yet installed, and that is the N60 Pet Odor Eliminator. And this is the same odor eliminator that PetKit uses in the rest of their boxes. These last about a month, really nice. And this will actually go right into this back opening here. And it just slides right in and then closes right back up. And once that's in, it will actually diffuse the smell out of this opening right here if you want it to. So it could do it automatically, or I can manually tell it to deodorize. And so now the deodorizer is in progress. And given that I'm used to this deodorizer, it definitely will be a stronger smell. You may like it, you may not. It definitely gets rid of any cat odors. And I do find that that plastic box, if you want to, you can pop it open and put different smells, different odor blockers in it, because all that's happening right now is there's airflow coming through, making sure it blows into this space. And yes, my whole space smells super clean now. Now, while that deodorizing is in progress, let's go over everything else. I can level it, which will just basically rake it to make it level. And then we can go to cleaning settings. There's a lot of great settings here. You can have the kitten protection on. So if you want to start your kitten out with this, but you're not going to have it start automatically cleaning until your kitten's old enough, you can use this box. And that's a great way to use it. Just use it like a manual box. But when you want it cleaned, you can come over and tell it to auto clean. Just do it when you're watching it. And it actually has a set 20-minute delay in cleaning. And I cannot change that. That is automatic. I can make it longer delay, but not less. And I'm sure that's for the crystal litter to do its trick. So that's why that's there. Avoid repeated cleaning is if you have cats that just jump in a bunch or are looking at it multiple times. It will avoid repeat cleans if it doesn't need them. And you can also simply schedule cleaning. So if you don't want to auto clean, or you think that there are certain times of the day that you just want to do an extra clean, you can just schedule those out throughout the day. Now with the deodorizer, it can auto deodorize right after the pet uses it or before cleaning. And you can also have it do periodic deodorizers. And so we can set those. So I can set those to run at specific times. I just had it start right back up right now. But you could have it just automatically deodorize your space when you need it to. You can also have it deep deodorize, meaning it's going to run twice and make everything even deeper. And then the do not disturb is so it's not going to clean or run the deodorizer at specific times. You can choose the times that you don't want it to run. So if this is in a room where you might hear it when you're sleeping, or maybe it's next to your desk and you don't want it to clean while you're on your work calls, you can set this up so it just won't run during certain periods of the day. And then it has health alert, and this is going to alert you if there's anything of concern. Let me show you on my other PetKit litter box that I already have going, because I have the Purobot Max Pro that I've been using for a long time. So with this one, you can see exactly how this works. It will record each time my cat uses it. And yes, there is a PetKit Care Plus you can use. I personally do not, because I only need the last 24 hours of video, and I can always screen record this if I need to, but it will completely highlight my cat and check on them, see what they're up to. And then up here, it not only will show their visits, but it will also show health alerts. I have not had this give me any health alerts. There's nothing concerning about my cat, but if it did, that would show up here, which is great. And you can always go back in history and see what your kitty has done. The one thing when you go all the way back is it's just going to tell you that the cat appeared or the cat used it, but it's not going to show the videos anymore since those videos expired. But even on the past days, it still gives you a lot of data, which is really, really nice to see. And you can even do it by time. So I can see today, during the day, what time my cat used it and for how long. So fantastic. So I already know and love the reporting and the tracking on this. And now, of course, I'm really excited to put this Purobot Crystal Duo to the test. Now let's add some solids to that and see how those do. All right, so now we're gonna test it. This is just food coloring in some water. I will not pour that much in. And then I grabbed some seeds from a tree in our backyard. So there's the cat dropping. And here is a quick bathroom go. And that's so cool, but also interesting. It actually sizzles a little bit when it goes in. Let me have you hear that close up. And it also triggered the camera by having my hand here. So this flashlight came on, and that does come on each time it records. And then it turns off when it thinks the pet has gone away. So if I check now, yes, it knows I was there because it started the deodorizer, and now it thinks I'm back in there because my hand was there. So I've moved away, so it should stop in a moment. But yes, it does think that I was there. The pet was occupying it. So it is recording all of that. And now we can test how well it cleans. I'm gonna give it just one more minute. Since that crystal deodorizer does want roughly 20 minutes, I'm giving it a very short period of time, but I'm just kind of curious how this will go immediately. Now I actually gave the crystal litter about 10 minutes just because I wanted to make sure that I didn't mess anything up having it clean too fast, but now it is ready. I can choose, of course, to clean from the app, but I'm just gonna hit the manual button on the PetKit itself, and now it'll start the cleaning process. Let's see how this goes. Now, as you can see, it did clean out the larger lumps. They went under this side, and it definitely just kind of raked through the fake urine spots. So the crystals are absorbing it. And yes, since this is just food coloring, I'm going to put my hand in here. And so it's fully absorbed, but it is discolored. This is going to look dirtier and dirtier as the month goes by, but in the end, it will contain everything within the crystals. So really cool, very different concept there. Now there are a few more settings in the app that I do want to show you. If you go to the top right, you'll get to the rest of the settings. Device switch just turns off the entire device. You can control your PetKit Care Plus subscription if you want to use it. Again, it is not required, but it can be very helpful. I personally think it's great if you're going on a long trip to have it on, but otherwise I don't use it. With the camera settings, you can fully control that camera. So if you don't want the camera running at all, you can turn on the camera off completely. You can choose certain times of the day when the camera is allowed to run or not, so you can have some more privacy with it. You can control the microphone. You can control whether or not it's going to live stream when you open up the app and whether or not it'll upload the videos or photos. And you can control whether or not it's going to actually take videos of your pet going to the bathroom. So you have all the control there. And as for the device, the cleaning settings are pretty much the same as what the standard settings are. This is the one that I already went through. But then you also have your light assist, so you can choose whether or not that light turns on often, ever, whatever you want. I will probably keep that light off because I think it's a little annoying, especially for my kitty, but it may prove very useful too, depending on the situation. Child lock should be obvious. This is just going to control the buttons on the litter box itself so they don't do anything. Then you have your indicator light, and this is just the lights here. If you don't want the lights on at all, you can turn them off completely. But it will not turn off the warning for the camera unless you turn that off too. And now you can see that I have everything off. So the camera and the microphone are completely off, and I have turned off the indicator lights. So that's up to you what you want to do there. And then it just has a lot of tutorials. It has a full cleaning guide, which is really nice that they include that. And it will track how the tray is doing when you need to replace it, and the same with the odor eliminator. Now, I definitely have some pros and cons with this box, and I have no idea yet what my cat will think of it. I actually think the primary concern for me with this box is this crystal litter. He is so used to a very specific type of litter that I think the litter itself may take a little getting used to. But if your cat is already used to crystal litter, or you have a brand new kitten, this is not going to be a concern. They should adapt to that very quickly. I think the open litter box design is going to be loved by all cats. This is much more inviting than the drum litter boxes. And I love that it's going to keep it nice and clean for your kitties. You don't have to do a thing for a month. That convenience is incredible. I also understand from PetKit that this is supposed to be a more affordable option than their drum boxes, a very different design that's meant to be much more accessible. But with that, you are having a much larger box in your space, and it's very open. And I don't like looking at litter, especially litter that's going to get discolored over the course of a month. So this is not as aesthetically pleasing to me as the drums. I love how the drums really do hide everything, but I think your cat's going to love it, and the convenience is there, and the price should be there as well. Now, my ragdoll is pretty large, and I do love how much space there is in this. It is quite large and inviting for him. And I also am noting that that litter did not track at all when he jumped out. There's two little pieces, nothing compared to the litter I normally use. So to quickly summarize, this is a completely different design on the automatic litter box that makes it much more convenient for you, very accessible for your kitty, and it's meant to be more affordable as well. It takes a little bit larger of in space because of its larger size, and it might not be as pretty, especially as the month goes on and the litter becomes more discolored. But if you can put this this in a spot where it's out of sight, out of mind. This really does check all the boxes. And like all of PetKit's boxes, it has a fantastic app with an incredible camera that you might think is a gimmick until you have it, and then you'll realize just how useful it is. I'm very impressed with the Purobot Crystal Duo, and I think you'll love it as well.